Demar Derozan to the Miami Heat. Can this actually happen? Let's celebrate Jaime Jaquez a little bit more. And Jimmy Butler makes a statement about this Miami Heat team. All that and more on another episode of Miami Heat Talk. What's up, you guys? Your boy Ernest, back with another Miami Heat Talk video. Ready to rock and roll on another Miami Heat Talk adventure, you guys. But please take a moment, like the video, subscribe. You guys know the drill. So we got a few things to talk about. First and foremost, never gave my thoughts on the game on Saturday. Wasn't able to post a video this weekend, you guys. I was out of town. Just got back yesterday. Tired as hell, but want to talk about Miami Heat. So yeah, Saturday sucked. I mean, there's no other way to say it. Bam Adebayo goes down. The Miami Heat defeat the Indiana Pacers with Tyrese Halliburton. Then on Saturday, Bam Adebayo doesn't play. Tyrese Halliburton doesn't play because of a knee injury. So you're thinking the Heat should have this one in the bag. Jimmy's playing. Shouldn't be an issue. Wrong. The Heat lose to the Pacers. Ridiculous. I don't know who books this crap, but this is ridiculous. For those of my wrestling people, you know that terminology. I don't get it. I mean, look, I'll be honest. I do get it. I'll be honest with you guys. It's like I've said before. The NBA is filled with the 400 very best basketball players in the world. These are guys that at any given game can steal one. I know that. Even if Tyrese Halliburton doesn't play, Bruce Brown gave 30 on them. These are guys that know how to play. And given the opportunity, they can win a game. It doesn't matter. You know, I remember a 72-10 Chicago Bulls team in 1996. One of those 10 losses came from a Miami Heat team that only had 8 players starting that game. Rex Chapman dropped 38 on Michael Jordan. And the Heat won. But was that talked about at the end of the season? No. It was talked about Chicago Bulls winning 72 games and Michael Jordan getting that ring. That's all anybody talked about. But it's like I said, any given game, anything can happen. So yeah, the Heat lose to the Pacers. You go down 11-9. Jimmy Butler makes a statement saying that the Miami Heat have been playing mediocre lately. I don't think that's anything further from the truth. You know, when the Heat knocked off that 7-game winning streak, you were thinking, all right, they're showing signs as a true contender. But the Heat have been kind of mediocre lately. You win one game, you lose one game, you win one game, you lose another game. You know, the Heat right now are sitting at an 11-9 record, 7th in the Eastern Conference. Seems pretty mediocre to me. But the Heat do have some winnable games coming up, you guys. So we can turn this around. We can get back to the way we were earlier in the season. And speaking about that loss against Indiana, you know, a lot of Miami Heat haters are going to be saying, oh, look what Jimmy Butler said, and talking about how we are mediocre. I mean, look, Indiana just beat Boston. Boston's at the head of the Eastern Conference. It's a pretty tight conference. You know, it's all about who's going to steal it away at the end of the season. Miami Heat, we're only 4 games down from the first seed. You know, we're only a game and a half from 4th seed. I think everybody just needs to calm down if you're panicking. No need to panic. The Heat are going to figure this out. You got Toronto tomorrow. You got the Cavs on the 8th. You got a back-to-back against Charlotte. And then you got Chicago on the 14th after that. So these are all very winnable games. I don't see a reason why Miami can't go 4-1 these next 5 games. I think the Heat are going to really figure out. And the reason why I'm thinking that is because we got some dogs on this team. You know, Bam Adebayo is going to come back soon. He's not going to play against Toronto, but after that, he's going to be day-to-day. So look for Bam Adebayo to come back soon. There's no reports on it yet, but I'm wearing the man's jersey because I feel Tyler Hero is going to come back sooner rather than later. The game tomorrow was a long stretch from Saturday's game. There's no reports yet, but I think there's a possibility that Tyler Hero could be playing in one of these games. And we can definitely use Tyler Hero coming back. Bam Adebayo is going to return soon. This team is getting healthier. And when we're fully healthy, we're finally going to see what they can do. And another thing with that said, you guys, our man, the man whose video I talked about a few days ago, last week, Jaime Jaquez, y'all. Jaime Jaquez just gets better and better and better. And we are seeing a diamond in a rough because Jaime Jaquez just wins the Eastern Conference Rookie of the Month. The 18th pick, y'all. Brandon Miller was selected second. You know, you have a lot of guys that were selected over Jaime Jaquez in the Eastern Conference. One of the Thompson brothers. A lot of guys. And Jaime Jaquez wins the Rookie of the Month as a role player in the Miami Heat. That says something, you guys. For those of you that haven't seen it, go back to a couple videos ago. I posted this long video about Jaime Jaquez talking about that he is the future of the Miami Heat alongside of Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo. Not only is our present taken care of, but our future is taken care of as well. And don't forget to sprinkle a little Nikola Jovic because he will be coming along sooner rather than later. So this is all impressive stuff for the Miami Heat, you guys. This is all great conversation. This is all great stuff to look at. I know we're 11-9. I know right now people are panicking. People are worried. What's the Heat doing this season? 11-9 is not that bad. I really feel we can turn it around. I can see the Miami Heat possibly going after this trip 14-10. So 15-10. So that'll put us right there in the middle of the top of the East. But we have something else to talk about, you guys, because an interesting report came up a few days ago, and I wanted to talk to you guys about it. It was reported on hoopshype.com and many other sources that the Chicago Bulls are open to trading DeMar DeRozan. Now, I posted a video recently, a few weeks ago, talking about the possibility of guys like Zach LaVine and Alex Caruso coming to the Heat. A few of you in the comments were talking about DeMar DeRozan. I didn't really mention it much. But now that this rumor came up, let's talk about it. Now, as we know, I've mentioned it before, the Chicago Bulls are basically not doing that great. You know, it looks like there's going to be a fire sale there. They're trying to trade Zach LaVine, but there's no open market for him because of his contract. Alex Caruso is definitely a great trade chip they have, but wait, they want to include him with one of these big contract guys. Lonzo Ball ain't playing for them, so they can't move his contract. So now you got DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan is on the final year of his contract. So it's a tradable contract. Chicago's trying to get something out of this. They're looking to blow this team up and rebuild again. So DeMar DeRozan, you guys, he's very interesting for a championship contender team because not only is in the last year of his contract, but he's given a great productional season. In 19 games and 35 minutes, he's averaging 21.5 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal and a block a game. Dude's averaging 45% for the field, 37% behind the three-point line. He's not known as a three-point shooter, so he's actually evolving his game a little bit. He gets better every year. But here's the thing about DeMar DeRozan. If you're going to trade for DeMar DeRozan with his contract, you're going to have to match that number. Give me 1 second, you guys. I want to go ahead and pull this up here real quick. So yeah, excuse me guys, my bad. So DeMar DeRozan is on the final year of his contract. So trading for him, you're going to have to give up a piece that's going to help you win. You have to give up possibly Kyle Lowry, who's also on the unexpired year of his contract. But then that puts another hole in the point guard position. We don't need that. If you're going to trade Kyle Lowry, you need to get back a point guard, especially since we lost Drew Smith in the year. I don't want to trade Duncan Robinson for him. You're definitely not going to give up Tyler Hero. I don't think maybe the Miami Heat can come up with a package with multiple players surrounding Caleb Martin, but do you really want to do that? I think Caleb Martin is a better fit on this team. DeMar DeRozan is a guy that likes to create on his own. He likes to have the ball in his hands. He likes to, find his shot. We have a lot of guys on this team that can already do that. And if you bring DeMar DeRozan on this team, you guys, I think it's going to hamper the development of Jaime Jaquez, who I was just talking about. Caleb Martin is only getting better with this team. He's finally seeing his role. We don't need another guy like DeMar DeRozan. His game is already very similar to Jimmy Butler's. Jaime Jaquez basically fills that role already. And if you ask me, you guys, on this roster, I prefer Jaime Jaquez Jr. over DeMar DeRozan. It's just my opinion. So if you ask me, do I feel DeMar DeRozan is a good fit in this Miami Heat team? No. But there's one reason where I would see that being a possibility. I wouldn't trade for DeMar DeRozan. But here's what's going to happen, you guys. The trade deadline is going to come and go. If Chicago can't find a trade suitor for Demar Derozan and he gets upset enough, he's 34 years old. So if he gets upset enough, he could request to get bought out. And if Demar Derozan gets bought out, you guys, why not bring him on this team for the minimum? See, that is where I'd be interested in bringing Demar Derozan, because why not bring a guy off the bench who can give you buckets? And what you would sell to Demar Derozan is the great weather, no state income tax on that minimum contract we're going to give you, be a scorer off the bench, and win a championship alongside his best friend, Kyle Lowry. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. DeMar DeRozan could possibly come to the Miami Heat in a buyout situation, similar to Kevin Love last year. So I want to know what you guys think on that. Would you be open to trading for DeMar DeRozan, or do you think like me? Let's wait to see if he gets bought out. What do you guys feel about Jaime Jaquez winning Rookie of the Month and the next few games coming up? Do you think Miami Heat's going to get back on track? Or are you worried about that mediocre comment by Jimmy Butler? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, smash that subscribe button, help your boy get to 3,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much for tuning into the channel. Until next time, your boy Ernest out. That's enough said. Let's go Heat.